Hi everyone, a little bit of progress on the CB450 project bike. Had a good look inside the cylinders with the boroscope. They're really good condition actually. No scoring that I can see on the cylinder walls. I put a little bit of lubricant in there just while I was turning it over because it's been a number of years since this bike has ever ran. I'd say at least 10, maybe more. Of course, it's got the points ignition system. I'm probably going to convert this over to an electronic ignition system. So I've got the whole front end off, and I'm going to do fork seals, so they're on order at the moment. Once they arrive, I'll recondition those, put the front end on back together again, new front tyre, new wheel bearings, new pads for the caliper, all that good stuff, etc. Then I'll be able to roll it around again. I'll be taking the engine out, maybe not right now. Before too long I'll take the engine out. The way I'm going to do it is I'll lie the bike over on its left hand side, and I'll lift the frame upwards away from the engine, leaving the engine on the ground. From what I've seen online, that seems to be the easiest way to manage it. These engines are brutishly heavy, and there's no way I'll be able to lift this on my own. I've seen a couple of guys use hoists to lift them up, but in my garage there's no way I can actually do that, so I won't be doing that. But that'll be a little way later. So I do want to clean the frame up completely and get that redone. It's actually not a bad condition though. I believe it's actually the original paint on it. It does look the original paint. Had no trouble getting the headers off and the mufflers. There's a few more things I notice I'm missing. I'm missing the bracket that goes on this hole here at the back of the passenger's footrest. It's a bracket with 3 holes in it that the muffler hangs off. So I've got to get 2 of those. They're pretty expensive actually, from what I can see second hand. I'm going to be paying about 100 New Zealand dollars with shipping for 2 of them. It's a bit of a pain, so somewhere along the line they've been lost. Once I get the front end back on again, I'll change the balance of the bike and do the back wheel, new wheel bearings, new brake shoes. I'll put a new tyre on it as well, new sprocket, new chain, all of that good stuff. Take the swing arm out and give that a good lube up and redo the, lube up the bolt and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, getting there slowly. So definitely believe this is a K5, 72 K5, probably about mid 72 from what I can see with New Zealand imports. So bikes which came from Japan to Australia and New Zealand seem to arrive here. The K frame came in at about K501, I think, 501, and this is a 504, and then we got the 4 digits after that. So yeah, very happy so far. I will have to buy a new seat for it though, because this seat here is actually for a K3 frame, so I should be able to flick this off. It's in really good condition, and that can offset the price for the new seat I've got to get. You can see here the seat that should be on here is the one which flips over to the side. Okay, a little bit like I had on my XL250 Motorsports. And then of course you've got your little bolt and everything here, your key and everything. And there's a pin up on here which drops down and allows you to lock the seat. The helmet goes onto that little bracket there if you want to lock your helmet in there. So I'll pick up one of those seats and got to get a new rubber here and everything for the tank. And change the seat out for the period one. Cheapest I've seen so far is about, with shipping from the UK, seems to be about $500. But that's within budget on this bike. I'm budgeting a few $1,000s to get this bike how I want it. So yeah, there's progress I've made at the moment. Got the side covers off and I'll clean up those air cleaners and put new elements in them. I've seen some guys run the little pod filters in behind the covers. I may do that yet because they might let it breathe a little bit easier. Of course, down here, when I get the engine apart, I'll put a new clutch in it. This cover here is where the spinner goes. It's an old system. Remember, this is an old design, and it's very similar to what I had on my XL250 Motorsport with a spinner here. And you take off this cover here, and then you can take out there's a little insert that comes off the spinner, and then you can clean out the inside of the spinner where the sludge will pick up. Once I take this cover, the whole cover off here, there's a little filter down the bottom here by the pump pickup, which you get. It's a gauze filter. You can also clean that as well. I got the starter motor off. I'm going to recondition the starter motor. I'll take it apart, and I'll put the armature on the lathe and tidy up the commutator, undercut that, new brush assembly on it and all that, so it'll be back to new. Of course, I've got to get a new battery and all that stuff. So yeah, she's going to be a really great bike once I got it finished. The engine will come up nice. I'm going to polish all that up nice. So I imagine the whole project's going to take me over a year or so to get there, but I got a bit impatient and decided to get straight into it this weekend. I only picked it up yesterday. The other project going on at the moment is my one of my DRZ 250s. I've got two of those. I'm going to sell this one here. I'm just tidying it up ready for sale. I'll put that on auction site in the next couple of weeks and get rid of that. That was the deal. I had to sell one to get one. She who must be obeyed. That was the rule. So you never want to get on the wrong side there. So I'm doing that. I've still got another DRZ 250. So the one I'm selling is the one that I picked up a couple of years ago. As a barn find, she was pretty rough, but she's come together really good now. Be a great bike for somebody. Runs nicely. Yeah, so here's your story. Never enough space. So that's my boroscope actually. This is really, really amazing. Here's your story off Temu. I think it was only about $30, $40. It does photo and video, the whole 9 yards. Really pleased with it. The quality of the image was really fantastic. So yeah, I was quite impressed with the inside of the both cylinders, to be fair. You can even get a bit of a look at the valves as well, looking backwards, and they look to be really nice as well. So yeah, pretty happy so far of how things are looking. Not too sure about the tank. I believe the tank is period, but I'll strip it back, and you know, if there's any dents, I'll fill it and get it completely resprayed. And I'm not sure whether I'll fill this in or whether I'll put the logos back on again yet. Something I'm a little bit unsure of, and somebody might want to reach out to me on this. See, I'm in New Zealand, and this is part of the Australian-New Zealand market, this bike. And but this front assembly here seems to be what you get on the CB500. CB500 was around, I think, about 1972. I think they came out. 71, 72, they came out as well. 500 twin. Not as powerful as the 450, but they were here. Not too sure about the numbers. I'm just wondering whether this front end here, or at least the triple tree, is actually off a CB500. I'm trying to find out if this was the spec that the New Zealand in Australia CB450 K5 came out with, this little dashboard on it. It's quite nice actually. It's going to be good. I haven't double checked to see if the wiring actually runs back for the oil sensor, etc. That would indicate whether it has been put on afterwards. The wiring's a bit of a mess, so I'll go through this carefully. I might even, I'll tie that up. If it doesn't work out, I'll get a new harness anyway. I've got to get instruments as well. Yeah, anybody that's watching these videos, and if you have some parts and you would like to help me out with, you know, sell me some parts, I'll be, you know, be interested in, you know, seeing what you've got anyway. Especially these little brackets down here to hold the mufflers up. Can't believe the price on those. If the worst comes worse, I'm even thinking about fashioning up a couple. They don't look too hard to bend up on a brake press. It's got 3 holes in them. So far, coming together quite nicely. I mean, it'll slow down a bit once I get to some of those bigger jobs, but yeah. I'll get a new light assembly. The actual metal frame, it had actually broken on a couple of the lug holes, so I think I'll get a whole new, well, a used assembly. I've seen those for about 150 online. Seems to be some good stuff coming out of the UK, and shipping from there. It's not too bad considering. Yeah, so there you go. That's where we're at the moment with the CB450. Pretty excited about this project, to be honest, guys. It's a different sort of bike than what I'm used to working on. You know, it's not a dirt bike, and it's going to be great. Looking forward to actually hearing it tick over and taking it for a bit of a spin, that's for sure. Anyway, so just rambling now. So that's where we're at the moment, and I'll post more as I get more progress, but it'll probably stall here for a little bit because I'm going to be you know, busy at work again, not a lot of spare time for a while. But anyway, that's where I've got at the moment, and when I get this seat sorted out, I'll show that, and the engine may still be in the frame at that stage, and I'm not sure. So thank you very much for viewing, and I hope whatever project that you're busy working on at the moment is going well for you. There's always you know, unexpected surprises when you're doing these old bikes. I haven't come across too many nasty surprises yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a few there waiting for me. I was a little bit surprised about the seat. I wondered, it didn't seem to sit down properly, and further research I can see that the K5 frame has a different arrangement. The seat on the K4, K3, maybe even down to the K0, they actually do hinge here at the back. There's this little drop down here as well. This little stay drops down. It looked like it was period, and then I realised why it wouldn't sit down properly was because it was actually the wrong seat, because of the hinge lugs here. I soon gave that away. Did a bit of research on there, and realised that they did make a change there for the K5 frame.